Mr. Cochran,
Here.
Mr. Wilsey,
Here.
Mr. Bethel.
Here.
Mr. Lundy.
Here.
Mr. Rhodes,
Here.
Mr. Youngblood,
Here.
Ms. Faber,
Here.
Mr. Carew,
Here.
Mr. Mattan.
Here. Please all rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from July 8th?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, second, approved, okay. Any communications? Hearing none, persons to be heard. See no one. Unfinished business. We haven't? Yeah, let's be fast. Okay, new business. Anyone have any new business? May, is this where I could put something for a future agenda item? New, under, new business, no?
Future agenda item.
Future agenda,
Pardon?
future agenda.
Oh, I see it down there, okay, Roger, gotcha. Okay, director's report.
I'll hit the highlights here. Just talking about the harbors first, yacht club. I actually saw that first draft today of the lease permit. City attorney has drafted it. And I'm expecting this thing to be signed here and taken care of by our next meeting. So that should get taken care of now. Mountain Point and Knutson boat launch, city council gave us permission to investigate the possibility of acquiring Mountain Point and Knutson parking areas. And the paperwork's been filed. And once I hear back from the Native Trust and from the state DNR, I'll provide some updates. They're telling me this is not a fast process, so this might be a few months, but that paperwork is in. City float pump out stations. I can report the city float pump out station been replaced with new units. All the harbor pump out stations are now operational. Shout out to James Wilson. He was the tip of the spear on that and did most of that work. So appreciate that. Harbor masters continue to work to accommodate transient local vessel traffic. Summer season is winding down. We've got seiners departing the area. We have a summer temp harbor master. She returned back to college. And I guess the news is on 9/11, that'll be our last evening shift, and we revert back on the 12th to winter hours. Port's been a pretty successful cruise season. Same thing, we've got temps that are going back to school. High school kids have gone back to school, so we have less people and they're trying to do more, but they're still doing a pretty good job. Berth 3 dolphin upgrades. We had a project that went out to bid. It was opened on Monday with no bids. And the little bit of word I'm getting back from the folks that wanted to bid it is they've got work already going on for this fall. So more than likely this will go back out to bid. I'll give them a longer period, but more than likely this will push to the 2027 construction season. Let's see here. The Berth 3 inside tender float that got brought up. City council given direction to address the Berth 3 inside. To allow open bidding of the tender float as reserved moorage for those vessels actively engaged in tourism. That'll be something that city council and we'll put together and get out there in the near future. Maintenance, Port and Harbor Department, they've rebuilt the timber decking and bull rail on City Float Finger 5. They did a great job and it looks good. If you get a chance, go have a peek at it. They also just completed the rebuild of the daily timber float. New decking, bull rail flotation, that's completely taken care of. And you know, I just once again want to say with a labor force of 3 full-time staff and 1 temp, they've gotten a lot of work done. They also continue with the sun that came out. We were able to do some concrete patches on the various harbor flows. Right now, I think we've done 4 complete panels and just numerous smaller patches throughout the harbor. So they did a good job there. Question got brought up about the floating breakwater. There's a lot of information in here, but the bottom line is it was awarded. It's a Corps of Engineer project. We did ask a while back about, can we tie up to that moorage? And the answer was pretty much a resounding no. It's not designed to be moored against or any kind of commerce. It's designed to take forces and flex and things like that. So the bottom line with that, the project was awarded on 10 June. This estimated completion date is 30 October 27. However, the little bit of report, the contractor's going to try to get in there and get it completely finished early by the end of next season. So hopefully by October of 26, it'll be completed. But they do have all the way up till October of 27. But they're trying to shoot to get it completed in 2026. And just my quick statement, City Council is looking at future Port and Harbor capital improvement projects. We have budget time that's rolling around and we've put in some CIP requests. So they've got a nice long list to look into that's related to ports and harbors. Port security workers continue to provide security and safety presence for visiting crews, passengers, and locals alike as the season starts to wind down. And I always, as always, kudos to the Port and Harbor staff for ensuring another successful season. Team effort, and this includes all full-time temp, port, harbor, maintenance staff, and admin staff. So thanks to them. And that's all I have.
Okay. Any questions, comments? You know, what do you know about Western Marine? Do you have any?
I'm familiar with Western Marine Construction Company from Seattle area.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're quite versed in that kind of work.
Okay, this dolphin upgrade, you said 27?
Correct. The hope was to get it on the street this fall, but with no bidders, that's not going to happen. So it'll get pushed till next year. So it'll be next fall into the
Into
27 spring.
Right.
We'll try to get that.
And we can maintain in the meantime.
Correct.
Good.
Correct.
Good. Okay. Hearing no other comments. Next item is, anyone have any future agenda items?
I do.
Yes, sir.
I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to do. I talked to May earlier today and she said they had to put it on for next meeting, but somebody, one of my boating buddies who has a boat here texted me this afternoon with a whole kind of a laundry list of complaints. So I printed it out. I don't know if, what she's gonna, I gave it to May. I don't know how she puts it on the agenda, but he had a lot of complaints and I invited him to come to the meeting and he was
Yeah.
afraid of retribution. So he
Okay.
did, he wanted to remain anonymous. So I said, well, you want me to represent you? And so he just told me what his concerns were and I printed them out for May.
Do we have copies or?
I printed out
No,
several
I
copies.
know.
Yeah.
Looks like
Yeah.
she printed.
So we get an idea here what we're talking about.
You have one?
Oh, I know what it's got.
Thank you.
He recently upgraded from a smaller boat to a larger boat, and so he's waiting for a slip. And so
Oh, sure.
he's, he's in that never land people get into, and
Yep.
and he's complaining about open mortgage fees and process and things like that.
wonder what he's talking about, fines,
I think he's just being facetious that the fee is,
a fine?
he sees it as a fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how,
That's a complaint from a lot of people.
And then they also complain about, if a boat owner has a slip, they pay for that slip and they don't have their boat in the slip, and somebody else comes in, the harbor lets them use it, then they collect from that person.
Yeah.
They're double collecting is
Right.
what they're saying. Because somebody already paid for that slip and now someone else is also paying for that.
yeah,
slip.
totally understand all that. I don't know how. Go
So if
ahead.
can I speak to this if you'd let me? So Winter Reserve Moorage, it's kind of a standalone project. There's an application fee and that's what that is. Now, I know there's a concern on that says, oh, well, I put this in, I may not get my money back. We do say that. We say, you are at risk if you put this in. However, James can attest for the 11 years that he's been here, anybody that's been on the reserve mortgage list has gotten a slip. So they will get it. We do need to throw that disclaimer out there just in case the odd thing happens that somebody's not gonna get in there. The reason we charge that fee, it's not as easy as saying, oh, you're just gonna go there and you're gonna go there. There's a lot of coordinating, calling people, are you gonna not be there? And it's not just a few phone calls, it's numerous phone calls to numerous people trying to figure out, how they're gonna do this vessel Tetris, who's gonna go where, who's gonna fit best. This mortgage application that you fill out, you actually put in, where would you prefer to be? Do you need power? What amperage of power? So we're trying to accommodate a lot of things. And that's the reason behind some of the fees. It is time consuming to make that happen. Double dipping, we always talk about, we're on one hand, we don't want to charge too much, but on the other hand, we need to bring money in for the harbors. It is a way to bring money in for the harbors. Yeah, the person that has been there has paid, but if somebody else comes in there, you can't like sublet it. We're still drawing that in. We've still got to charge that individual to use that stall for the winter. And the other thing as well is they also have to put that electricity in their name. So, they're getting billed, not the person that's there. So there are some complications that we need to take care of.
So on that application, it doesn't say at the bottom, like, if you don't get a slip, you won't get your money back. Is that disclaimer on there?
Yeah, there is a disclaimer on here.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
so.
So,
Well, is there a difference between the wait list and the open mortgage? Because I think he's talking about the $160 open mortgage fee. You said that he doesn't get it back if he doesn't get a spot for the winter. I mean, is that true?
that's this.
So
That's the winter reserve.
Well, that's-
And that's what we
not
just
the wait-
talked about.
That's not the wait list for us.
That is not the wait list for the stall. If he's on the wait list for the stall, he's already done that. He's just waiting time to click down until, and I looked his up. He's number 17 on the wait list
Well, he
for a
wanted to be-
45-foot
He
boat.
wanted to be anonymous.
So I didn't have his name, but he's the guy that
I
came
think
in
that was
today,
the
so
name
I'm
on
pretty
there.
sure that's who that is.
So we just went through like a big round of
I didn't put his
changing
name
all
on
the
there.
fees and everything.
Right.
And the big change was to lower people, like the cost of open mortgage. We lowered the cost of that for people that are on the wait list, but the reason why there was a big fee to be on a bigger fee to be on the wait list is to keep people from, yachts and sailors and whatnot coming up from Seattle, that just saying, oh, sign me up for a spot on the mortgage, I'll pay a $25 fee, and then they get cheap mortgage. The idea is the cheap mortgage for people on that wait list, and the open mortgage is for like locals and residents. And so that's kind of the compromise. But from a couple of years ago, he's money ahead still from what he'd be paying in open mortgage fees. So he has cheaper mortgage now than he would have a couple of years ago, being on that thing, even though there's that fee. So he pays less in mortgage, but a one-time fee to be on that. Or
I'm still a little bit confused. I didn't put his name on this sheet here. How did you find out his name?
The gentleman came in today. He's the only person that came in today, asked about open mortgage. So,
Oh.
so I
You didn't
didn't
tell
say
me-
his
you didn't
name, and
tell
I'm
me
not
you-
gonna say his
You
name.
didn't
I
tell me,
just
you just
know,
went in today.
I just know he's, 17 on the wait list. He's got a 45-foot boat. And, he did come in and pay the fee. And I just wanted to explain that the winter moorage, even though there is a possibility, or very remote possibility, if you got a super big boat, and you're trying to get in here, and we have four super big boats that we're trying to moor, one of them may not make it. We do our very best. However, over the last 10, 11 years, anybody that's put an application has gotten it. And like I
You're
said,
talking
it
about-
does take effort to figure out where these things are gonna go.
When you say everybody who made an application got it, are you referring to the winter open mortgage? or
Winter
the
open
wait
mortgage,
list?
correct. I'm talking winter reserve
Not the
mortgage,
general wait list.
not the general wait list, correct. And the wait list can vary, it depends on the size of your vessel. If you've got a very big vessel, you're gonna be waiting a long time. If you got 100-foot plus, there's four.
Yeah.
There's four spaces. If you've got, the bigger the boat, the longer the wait is generally the way it's gonna be. If you've got a smaller boat, I can get you in now.
The regular wait list, is that, it used to be like 25 a year. Is that still how much is to be on the wait list?
It's 150,
Oh, the regular wait list? or the-
correct? I believe that's,
Sign up, then it's $50 a year to read it.
Oh, okay. I thought it was less.
So it's 150 plus 50 a year to renew?
Once you sign up, yeah, it's $150 to get on the list, then beginning of each year, it's $50 to read it.
To stay on.
Stay on.
Okay. And what's the temporary open mortgage?
Do you want me to speak on it, Wayne?
yeah, you can. I mean, this is winter moorage.
Yeah, winter mortgage. Yeah, right. So some guys on the wait list.
So, when the emphasis of winter reserve, the way it all started, okay? You have boats that are on the wait list, local people that live here who have a boat, who are on the wait list to get a permanent stall, all right? Come wintertime, I believe it was Dan Bird back in the day that came up with, well, we have all these boats that leave for the winter. They go to the shipyard all winter, or they go to Seattle for the winter.
Mhm.
We have these open stalls, why don't we utilize them? So he came up with the plan that people could sign up for winter reserve, okay? They still pay open mortgage prices for their boat, but with the advantage to getting on the winter reserve is you switch the power into your name. So it's just like you're only paying for usage instead of that daily rate for power. Because if you stay in open mortgage without getting on the winter reserve and you're plugged in, you're paying the daily rate, which is very expensive, especially in the wintertime. If you want to keep your boat warm and everything and have heaters. So it's a lot cheaper to switch the power in your name and only pay for usage during the winter. It was a way of utilizing those empty stalls in the winter to help the locals who have a boat, who are waiting for a stall, to try to give them a break. And that's the purpose of the winter reserve waitlist. It was never meant for someone from Seattle to go, hey, I can get cheap mortgage and catch can for the winter. I'm gonna move my boat up here and do that. So when the list gets shut down, we say, okay, at the end of the month, all right, nobody else can sign up. We go through the list, we look at the people, generally boats that have historic usage of the winter reserve, they get first priority because there are people that have boats that live here and are waiting for a stall. And they get first priority, then we go down, new boats that are on the wait list, they get second priority, and then anybody else that's left would get a stall at that point. Jose Rodriguez, our harbor master, did it last year. I did it for the 10 years before that. And in those 11 years, we've always been able to offer stalls to everybody who has signed up. There's been many years where people pay the $150. We call them up and say, hey, we got a stall for you. You can move in at any time. No, thanks. I changed my mind. I'm taking my boat somewhere else. Sometimes people pay and don't even use it, even though we find them a stall. So, but it was never meant for out of town people. It's meant to help the locals and the local people who are waiting for a reserve moored stall. If you don't have a fee, it's same as the wait list. You don't, before they had a fee to get on the wait list for reserve moored stall, you had everybody in Ketchikan signed up because it was free. Well, if it's free, I'll just sign up. I don't know if I'll ever get a boat, but I want to get on the list. By having and it's the same with the winter reserve. If we didn't have a fee, we'd have every boat from here to Seattle and Vancouver signing up. So it's a way for people who really need it, we can give a break to sign up and save money in the wintertime. This is something we don't make money on. We actually lose money on this. We could say, you know what, we're not doing this program anymore. Stay in open moorage and pay daily power rates. We'd make way more money that way. But it's just a way to try to help some local folks get a little cheaper moorage in the wintertime. Or not, it's not cheaper moorage, it's cheaper power is what it comes down to.
There's somewhere.
Happy to answer any other questions.
I had a question, but I forgot it, so.
I'm here all night.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Will that be, will all this be in the minutes? Will all this discussion be in the minute? Eventually?
So I don't, get back to a motion, I don't know what how we can verbiage this to,
Well,
Make
she
it
said it
an
was gonna
item.
be on the future agenda, but it sounds kind of like it was on this agenda.
yeah, well,
But you can do it, if you
Right.
wanted to discuss changing it, it would have to be on a future
On a
agenda.
future.
Yeah.
Right now, we're just clarifying everything.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to have a discussion about changing that policy, then it would have to be a future agenda.
Can you pass that over to me,
Sure.
the application? I've never seen it.
whatever.
Thank you.
It's on the back.
You said it was 160, but I heard somebody say it was 150.
It is 150 plus tax, which
Oh.
ends up being like 162 with tax.
And that's, get this clear, that's a yearly fee. Every year you give the 150
For the winter reserve.
Correct.
for the winter reserve. Right, okay, that's how you get, seriously, I want to stall.
Yeah, and like Wayne said, I mean, Jose will spend this whole month on the phone calling people, trying to find stalls and get it all lined up. And you have May and Heidi that do all the paperwork for the power transfers and everything. There's a lot involved to it other than just saying, oh, there's a stall, go park.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah.
The power, so KPU's on board with this, because they have to
correct.
be involved.
Yeah. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So I go to the shipyard for 2 months, I let you know, and I leave my power unlocked.
Yeah.
And then I don't pay for none of that power while I'm gone, right?
No,
Correct.
Okay. Got it. So I don't know if we can help him, but,
He's just complaining, you know.
right, and it's not a lottery, it doesn't sound like to me, I mean, it's not like it's a lottery, it's by seniority, history, and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was-
Spelled
that's what I
out in the
was
back
looking at.
as well. of
That's
that.
what I was looking at. Number one, current reserve stall holders. Number two, customers with dated active reserve stall waitlist application. Vessels awaiting a reserve stall offer for the longest amount of time will be given higher priority. And three, customers without active reserve stall waitlist
If
application.
the current reserve stall holders, why are they looking for a reserve winter moorage?
there's one historical boat. He's out on the end of a finger that gets pretty rough in the wintertime. He wants to come in closer where it's not.
Yeah, better stall.
So he has a slip, but he just wants a different slip.
Yeah.
For the
Where
winter.
his
In the
boat
winter.
doesn't get beat up in the wintertime.
That makes sense. Okay, my agenda item is I'd like a discussion on the usage of the boat launch. What happened last week, I'm a seiner, right? I have a power skid. And back in the day, can you tell us how old the new launches are, when they were built?
Not off the top of my head.
Oh, okay, well, could we find that out?
Sure.
So anyway, we've been using the old, hay wire and baling wire to get our skiffs out of the water for a while. And, we've been dragging them up the boat launch onto a trailer and it scarred the launch. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You can't deny that. So if I could, I want to have a discussion on this, but in the meantime, we can't have it tonight. Because everyone, you need to go down there at low water and look what we're talking at these, boat launches. And maybe it's not acceptable. But there's 10 of us that use it, and if we didn't use it, instead of paying $150 to get our skiff out of the water, we'd be paying 500 one way. The other Southeast Diesel Painters method, it's about 300 in and out. So it's, I don't know if you noticed lately, but fishermen aren't nearly as well off as what we used to be. But there's one alternative we had, you use in a private facility, but it entails trucking a 22-foot by 10-foot, 12,000-pound power skiff through town. So one way through town, one way back. And we're looking with the state right now on another facility that's a lot closer to where we need to go. But then it's not really a designated boat launch. It's more of a seaplane launch. But back in the day, before we got these new boat launches, we had concrete blocks as the launch pad. You couldn't scar them. Well, without any input from the industry or any of us that was sitting here, they put in these really cute little grooves that were really sharp. And over time, we've knocked them down. But we've been launching skiffs there for over 25 years. And I'd really like to know the date on the new drive downs or the new launches to see how long we've been dragging them up. Because you're talking 20 skiffs up and down a year at least. So I'd just like to have a discussion about it next time. And in the meantime, we can all go look at these and see what the scarring is entailed.
Are you talking about the ramps where people launch their boats on trailers?
Yeah.
Like right next to the harbor master?
Yeah.
Correct.
And. I don't
Well,
know,
okay, so the power skiffs you can't put one of these trailers underwater because they have electric brakes. Where a boat trailer is designed with a different kind of braking mechanism, and they're you can drive them underwater. So what we would do is driving them up there on high tide, and preferably when the tide's way out, so they're not visible. But you'll see some really scarring issues here. But you wait in 2 or 3 weeks, it kind of goes away. And the tops of all these are getting knocked off of these sharp ridges that they put in there, I guess, for traction, I'm assuming. So anyway, I told my people that bug me that I'd bring it forward, and I was told that it might come down towards the city council decision, because that's kind of what I'm hearing it's leaning towards, but I was informed that I should start here, so what I'm doing. So I guess you would word that, May, as yeah, what's acceptable, what is.
Well, if you can't drive the trailer underwater, how do you get the skiff onto the trailer?
We have stainless steel runners on these aluminum skiffs, and you just drag it right up to cement.
Oh, okay.
There never was an issue till I put these, and we pretty much knocked the top off a few. But
I see. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and you can't deny that we haven't left a mark. But what's an acceptable mark, and who's the loser? Okay, anyone have anything else? Hearing none. Any board member have comments?
I guess I have just one, that person that contacted me complained about like no maintenance and stuff, forget the wording that he used, but he complained about deteriorating facilities. But he doesn't seem to know about some of these repairs and things that are mentioned on, in here. You know, like this, rebuilding the decking and, you know, things like that. I don't just think he's not aware of those things. I assume there's all this is, these minutes and stuff, are they on a city website or something, where you can go look at it? 'Cause, I mean, people complain because they see what's near their boat. They don't always go other areas and see what's happening, and they don't always look at the minutes of meetings like this. So they see messed up concrete or whatever on their float, but they don't see what happened on somebody else's float.
That's what. Yeah, we see a lot of that. And then they won't show up to speak to their concerns.
I offered him to come and be his own voice, but he didn't want to do that.
Okay, anyone have anything else?
So I have one on maintenance. See
Okay.
that, the crane down at the, or the little hoist down there at Thomas Basin is looking really nice these days. That's, that thing was getting pretty sketchy. And it gets used a lot. I've been seeing a lot of gill netters pulling their net bags off with it. Someone's been pulling their outboard on and off their boat about 5 different times. I don't know what they're doing. But people place like their little dinghies for their boats and stuff. It gets used a lot, so I think it's
Yeah,
really appreciated by a lot of people that thing works.
they did, they basically went through that thing early this spring, late spring, early summer, and put it up there. So good. I'm glad it's being used. But once again, kudos to our maintenance folks.
It's good.
A lot gets done with very little help.
It's been great.
It's just amazing me. But, so as a season, we're about winding down and everything, it sounds like it's, other than the insanity last week, things are,
Didn't I hear that the cruise ships are still coming until like late October now?
Mid-October.
And most
out
them
of my
are
house,
water
yeah.
Most of them are water
So,
cold.
so why are we saying it's winding down? That's 7 weeks away.
Well, winding down is a lot less vessels every day.
Oh, fewer vessels.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, more
that's-
fewer vessels.
Yeah. Well, how many days do we have? 18 to 19,000?
19 till the 19th. No, 2 more days.
Oh, Thursday will be the last biggie.
Yeah, today was one very big one, and
Right.
Wednesday, and then one after that.
So we had 5 boats in, 1 anchored out?
Yeah.
All the reports I got, it went okay. So,
One of the boats was smaller.
right. So this is our last big
Bush week.
push week, yeah. Cool. Well, I love them, but I'm sure I'm glad when they're gone. I mean, that's just kind of the way I'm feeling about it. Okay, no one has anything else?
During.
We adjourn.
Fine.